Today, we are gonna be making enchiladas verdes with chicken and cheese. Hello guys, this is Chef Z from Luchador Taco and more. And today, we're gonna be making enchiladas. Make them for breakfast with an over easy egg, make them for lunch with steak, and make them for dinner with nothing else. That way you keep it light. Come with me and I'll show you. I love this dish. Why? Because I grew up eating this. Usually in Mexico City, when you come from middle school or high school, your mom is always in a rush, and she's like, "What are we gonna make?" Oh, enchiladas. Why? On our culture, you always have jalapenos, tomatillos, onions, and of course tortillas. So it's a quick dish to make, and believe it or not, you don't get tired of it. My mom, my aunt, my grandma make it, but they all make it different ways. So at Luchador, we make it our own. I know my grandma and my mom are gonna be mad at this, but
it tastes even better than yours.
So we're going to build layers of flavor on this salsa. We're gonna need some tomatillos, serranos, a little bit of garlic, cilantro, and some secret sesame seeds. So in a really hot pan, we're gonna throw some oil, probably like 4 tomatillos, 1 jalapeno, couple of garlic cloves, always salt, quarter of red onion. Make sure that gets coated. We have the same ingredients in the oven right now, roasting on a high temperature. We want to make sure we blister them to capture and to seal the natural sugars and to kill the acidity of the tomatillos. That will bring a little bit of sweetness to your salsa, and with the jalapeno and the serrano, it will be the perfect balance of spiciness. The pan is hot, so we have some chicken stock already finished. If you wanna make it rich, make sure you get some thighs, some chicken wings, a little bit of chicken feet, to get all that natural gelatin out. And we wanna glaze it with the chicken stock. So you wanna make sure we boil our tomatillos and the rest of the ingredients with around 2 cups of chicken stock. You wanna bring it to simmer and then to boil. You don't wanna overcook the tomatillos. We just want them to change color, slightly, a little bit of darker green. So we're checking on our tomatillos. We wanna make sure, you see that sizzling? You wanna make sure they all get roasted evenly. So there's no dark spots. We barely seeing it. So let's leave it in there for another couple of minutes. Usually will take 10 to 15 minutes in your oven, 425. Half of it is one color and the other half is color rare. You want that. You want the perfect balance of acidity and sweetness to it. And your onions are completely cooked. So that means they're ready. So now we have to check the ones in the oven. Ooh, look at this. See? This is what we want. That's the perfect roasting. Same thing. You want those black spots or brown, and you touch them, and it goes back to you. That means it's ready. The base of our salsa is almost ready. So you just throw the cilantro in there, probably like a handful, and just let the natural oils of the cilantro, it's like a perfume for your salsa. You don't want to overcook it. Now we're going to start toasting our sesame seeds. Why sesame seeds? I find out they bring texture and a little bit of a flavor to the salsa as well. 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. So we toasting them or roasting them. You want to make sure your skillet is super hot. That way, it's like a comal. We call it comal in Mexico. It starts toasting them and adding color and releasing all the oils and all those umami flavors from the sesame seeds. And food talks to you guys. Like you'll be able to smell it, to see it. You're gonna hear those small crunches, and it's gonna start popping like popcorn. When you see that, just flip it, and it's gonna start changing color by itself. And the flavor that you get is just beautiful. It takes like 2 minutes. You just want like a light brown. You can see we have a beautiful golden brown color, and it's ready to blend, guys. We let the tomatillos rest. That way they absorb the liquid back. I'm gonna add all of it. So you don't wanna get your salsa too loose. So we're just gonna play with the chicken stock and add it as we need it. Always reserving like half of the amount to add it to your salsa in case you need it. Always add a little bit more salt. And we're going to start slow, guys. Make sure you get all of that. And let's make sure everything incorporates to one salsa. Little by little, we're gonna add a little bit of speed. stop it, and we're going to add the sesame seeds. See, you hear that? That means flavor, guys. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. You're supposed to have a nice and bright, beautiful green color. We just need one more step. A hot pot, just a little bit of oil. You don't want a lot. Remember, sesame seed is a little bit, it releases their own oils. Chicken stock is a little bit of oil too. So we just want it to make sure it doesn't stick to the pot. You have a little bit of chicken stock, stir it in there. That means it's ready to go. And we add our salsa. Make sure you move it around. That way it doesn't splatter everywhere. And just gently start moving it. Once you deglaze the salsa, turn your fire down and bring it to boil. Remember, tomatillos and everything's been cooked already. So we just want that to build that extra layer of flavor and make sure it's super hot. That way, when the tortillas soak in there, it absorbs all the salsa. So this is what we're looking for. You see all that boiling around. Just make sure we incorporate all that together. Also, do not overboil. If you overboil, your green is going to change. You don't want that. That's why they call enchiladas verdes. You want a nice, bright green and delicious and thick. We're going to start working on our enchilada filling, which is going to be some chicken. Personally, I like chicken thigh and chicken legs and a little bit of whatever cheese you have available. Make sure it's a white cheese. See, you see the color on this skin? We roasted the chicken. That way we can use most of it, but that will be preference. Debone the whole thing. I like to build flavor over flavor. That's who I am, and people knows me because of that. And the chicken will add an extra layer of flavor, and texture-wise, it's gonna be a little bit different. Sometimes chicken get to get dry, but when you add the skin to it and you mix it with the cheese, you're going to feel those different bites as you eat the enchilada. You can do this with a fork, with your hands. I don't know. Lately, I've been seeing it. They do it with a hand mixer as well. Everything goes when you're cooking at your house. So we're gonna shred some cheese in there. You want to make sure your chicken is still a little bit warm for this. That way, when you put your cheese in it, it comes together. I know I said they're chicken enchiladas, but why not chicken cheese enchiladas? Depends how much cheese do you like. We're going to incorporate all those ingredients. You're looking for one texture. The chicken and the cheese has to become one. What I like to do personally, I add a little bit of crema agria or Mexican sour cream. This one, we make it a luchador ourselves, and it helps to bring the whole thing together. All right, guys. So we're going to start defrying our tortilla, making sure it bubbles, soak it gently. You don't want to make it crispy. You just want to coat it with the oil. Why are we doing this? We want to cook a little bit. We want to cook the tortilla a little bit. And also, it will add a little bit of texture when you cut into it. If you don't do this step, the tortilla is just going to get smushy and it won't have a nice texture. Like you can see, the beautiful nixtamal tortillas from Luchador. That's why they get all that air in there. There you go. It's ready to assemble. So this is the how we're gonna do it. Now make sure we soak the tortilla right in the salsa gently. Right. Once you have that, get our filling. and roll it like a little taquito. There's one. And the last one. You just want to coat it. You don't want to soak it all the way in because we're going to add a little bit more salsa later. You got to make sure you press tight, almost like you're making like a crispy taquito. We're ready to finish the whole plate. So basically we got our enchiladas ready. Salsa, everything's super hot. Now we're gonna finish them. Any toppings that you like. That's why they call enchiladas, guys. Just drizzle some hot salsa on the top. Make sure you get some extra on the plate. Believe me, you're gonna need it. Make sure it's all even. Crema agria. Pickled onions. The pickled onions in the middle. I'm not crazy about flavors, guys, so why not? You're more than welcome to use raw onions. There's no problem with that. Let's do a little bit of avocado and cilantro. And there you have it, guys. Enchiladas Verdes by Chef Z at Luchador Taco and more. The moment of the truth, you gotta taste it. A little bit of avocado, a little bit of pickled onion. Mm. The perfect balance of spiciness, sweetness, and the pickled onions just goes perfect with it. This is amazing, guys.
This is amazing, guys.
I know my grandma and my mom are gonna be mad at this, but
It tastes even better than yours.
they're good. I don't know if I taste it. Thank you.